Welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports and part 2 of my Rev review, product review of this Ravemen FR160, 160 standing for the lumens that this little light has. Now, as I mentioned in a previous video, anything that I feature on my channel is something that I either already use and believe in, or I'm testing so that I can use it and believe in it. So great way to support the channel is to purchase these items through me. One of the things that as a small business owner that we do not like to hear is later someone say, oh, I didn't know I could get that from you. Anyway, so Ravemen FR160. As I mentioned, out of the box, it is compatible with Garmin, but not compatible with Wahoo. So you have to buy this little adapter separately, okay? As I mentioned also in the first video, I love its form. It's just very innocuous, and especially once you see this loaded, you're gonna see it just looks very, very sleek. So I also have a product review coming on this handlebar bag. So stay tuned for that. Hit notifications, please, so you know when I've posted that video. But the challenge I was having is that I like to have my lights underneath my handlebars, right? I like my real estate clean. So I needed a blinky up and visible to motorists because this is going to block it, okay? In the previous video, I also mentioned that I'm using this Garmin mount that has a pass-through so you can mount the external battery underneath it. Side note, the FR300 can also be used not just as a light, but can be used as a charging device for your Garmin, just FYI. So the FR300. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to mount it. And then we're going to use our Garmin quarter turn. And there it is, it's mounted. So as you're riding, your handlebars is still nice and clean. No lights or stuff. Now, of course, you gotta have the bell. The bell is a very polite way to tell people I'm coming up behind you. All right? And now you can see.
Can I ring the bell?
Yes, of course, my love. There it is. And now we have the cockpit view, and you can see it's just very clean. Right. Now, what we're going to do now is, I mentioned in the previous video that there are 6 modes. Now, when I tried to shoot this B-roll with my phone, the solid modes still, they look like they were blinking. And that's just a frame rate situation with filming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the Garmin so I have easier access to the buttons, okay? And let me...
Oh, the buttons are on your side?
They're behind the unit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's not important at the moment. So let me get back to, okay. So this is the first mode, and I'm gonna back up.
It looks super space age.
Is it blinking for you?
How many lumens is it?
Is it blinking for you?
No, it's not blinking.
Good, it's solid?
Yeah, it's solid.
Good, that's the way it's supposed to be.
How many lumens is it?
So this one is a very, as a headlight, it's not, so it says FR160, but you don't get 160 lumens on solid. I believe you only get 50. I will drop that graphic into the video. So that's the first mode, and there's a burn time for that.
We'll
then
have to film it at night sometime too, because it just doesn't seem super bright right now.
Right. Well, I also spoke about in the first video that this is not a nighttime light. This is a light that I categorize as a be seen. It's a light to be seen, not a light to see.
So maybe more of a like super awesome reflector.
Yeah, exactly. All right, back up and try to shoot at the level of this, like maybe where the car level would be. All right, so that's the first mode. Then this is the second mode. Should still be solid.
Yeah.
And then this is
go from 1 to 2 again. I didn't really see it.
We're not going to be able to go backwards. We can only keep going
okay.
forward. And then this is the third solid mode.
Okay. So
again,
it just
I will
got
post
dimmer.
yeah, of course I will post the burn times. Now, these are the blinking modes. So you get this one.
Oh yeah, I like that.
And then you get this one, which has the, wait, This has the most burn time. So this is like 12 and a half hours, I think I'm going off of memory. And then this is the last blink mode. So
I think the next to the last one is my favorite.
yeah, and that's the one I used today, right? So solid, let's go through the modes again. So the first one, solid. Second one, solid. Third one, solid. Rapid flash.
Yeah, that one. Because the rapid flash just makes me think of like a police car, which does not make me feel good.
And then the last one. Okay, so I will post the burn times, but what's important is that I wanted a light, as I mentioned in the first video. I'll link it down below. What I want is a light that is for daytime. Don't need it to see the road because I have high quality lights for that. I have exposure lights for that in many different lumens and battery burn time capacities. I also have some Lazine and have some Saigo lights. All three of those lights are excellent lights that you can purchase through the store. I did not want to use those primary headlights as my blinky source because there's only so many charge cycles a headlight, tail light, or any of those things will give you the best battery life. After a point of constantly charging and charging, your battery life degrades over time. So I didn't want to use my primary headlights for that. So that's why I purchased this light. I purchased it to, of course, give you a product review, and then, of course, Jessie, if she wants one, we can get one for her. So I just like its form and function. Once you've got your cycling computer installed, I just think it's a very neat setup. And then, in case you missed the first video, they do recommend that you have a tether onto your unit. So this has metal tabs. These are plastic tabs. Something might break.
You mean
at some
like
point.
a leash?
Yes, ma'am. A leash. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it is cool that you said you can use it to charge as a charger.
The other model, the FR300, which I did not purchase, that one does have some capacity to charge.
Oh, okay. So the one you have does not
Correct.
charge.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the FR160, the FR300. So if you're looking for that, you know, it's a sleek battery pack that just fits right underneath.
Yeah, it's a lot smaller than the battery pack you often carry and put in your pocket.
Yeah. And that's more because I'm an ultra cyclist. If someone just needs an extra, probably, I don't even know how much it gives, but let's just say it gives an extra hour to finish the ride. You know, you're on a long century and you forgot to charge your unit, or, you know, you forgot your charger at home because you had to travel to a hotel to the start site. That's happened, right? Some people, you know, you're on Strava and you see tons of people saying, oh, I thought my Garmin was charged. I plugged it in all night, right? We hear these stories all the time. So maybe that FR300 will give you just that little bit of bump to finish the ride. Okay, questions, comments, please drop them down below. And if you're interested in Ravemen, they also make other headlights, primary headlights and taillights. So this is not the only product they offer. So I can get you the complete line if you just drop me a line. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit notification bell so you know when I've released a video on this bag and other items as well. And in the meantime, we'll see you up the road.